Okay, continuing the Hulk and variations of Hulk. Initially, I was going to pick probably Maestro Hulk to take on, or Maestro, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Was going to be taking on Doomsday. Maybe I'll go with like War Hulk, which most people put as like the top tier version of Hulk against Hunter Prey Doomsday. Maybe next week. So we have World War Hulk. This is at the beginning of, he just came back. So I'm taking it as, he's taken from the beginning portions of this, not at the very end. So he's not quite at his absolute peak rage, but we'll get to that later on. Now, if you don't know who Maestro Hulk is, this is another one of those future Hulks. Ironically, if you look at the way World War Hulk was going, you could pretty easily see where Hulk was at, destroying the superheroes and taking over the planet. He eventually could have led to be Maestro Hulk. The only big difference is Maestro Hulk was created because of essentially massive nuclear war, which took out a lot of the superheroes. And Hulk just sucked all that stuff in. So he almost got to absorb like a half planet's worth of nuclear weaponry. And then he just was like, "Are you resistance to me? Yeah. And I kill you. You, and I kill you. And I kill you, and you, and you, and you, and all of you." So his trophy room is full of pretty much everything. It's like, "That's Wolverine skeleton. Yeah, I killed him. Is that Cap's shield? Got him too. Thor's hammer? Yep. A lot of Iron Man suits. Yeah. He kept on sending them at me." His main big story, of course, is the Future Imperfect. That's what he's predominantly known for. So I've got essentially despotic, tyrannical Hulk versus on his way to becoming despotic, tyrannical Hulk. And with these, of course, I get to do them a little differently. I don't do the 9. Because, again, even though I have heard that Hulk at some point in time did have omnidirectional kinetic blasts, which could destroy a planet. Why? So we're looking at intelligence, fighting ability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, and X Factor. As always, if it's 4 to 3, person with 4 more likely is going to win. So here we go, intelligence. I might hear a little bit about this, but I'm going to give this one to Maestro. Maestro at this point in time actually had the full complement of Bruce Banner's intellect. And he's pretty much controlling the whole planet. That's a tremendous amount of knowledge. He'd also hadn't reverted back to Bruce Banner for a tremendous amount of time. And Hulk in Hulk form technically falls into the term of immortal. So he's had a tremendous amount of time and a lot more experience than World War Hulk. Fighting ability, that's World War Hulk. He has survived a tremendous amount of gladiatorial combat. His fighting skills are fantastic. He is if you watch him, he fought Wolverine. He knew exactly what to do. You're too fast for me. You're just too fast, but if I get a hold of you, I'm going to bludgeon you till your brain is mush, at which point you fall unconscious. This is so much better than having you work my eyes and groin for the vast majority of a comic. I think it was Wolverine 150. That Wolverine pretty much just worked the eyes and groin. So if you ever get one-on-one against the Hulk, remember, eyes and groin. Which probably makes him matter a lot faster. Just saying. Strength. This one could be up for some amount of debate. World War Hulk, at the beginning, was kind of having problems with people like Colossus. So he broke his arms. And people like Juggernaut were able to hold his own very well. He actually could not technically stop Juggernaut when he was World War Hulk. He did technically, when he was War Hulk. Versus Maestro, who broke Professor Hulk's neck pretty easily. And I was like, do I look at breaking Colossus's arms or breaking Hulk's neck? I was like, plus the decades of absorbing radiation, I think Maestro's just baseline is a lot stronger. I mean, they mentioned he was twice as strong as Hulk at that time. Now, I will say that as this fight would progress, you've got the radiation siphoning abilities versus the overall rage. I think that Maestro is probably still going to maintain a little bit of a strength lead. Speed. Give this one to World War Hulk. This has more to do with just the amount of age. When you look at Maestro, Maestro was just a huge character, also very old. Really hadn't been pushed as much as World War Hulk had been. World War Hulk is really close to having minor super speed to it. So I will say definitely there's a speed advantage definitely to World War Hulk. Durability. You know, towards the end of World War Hulk, when he is fighting Sentry, he does actually revert back to Banner. So there's an opportunity that you can overwhelm World War Hulk far enough, or in the case of Maestro, siphon off enough radiation that you could get Hulk to revert back. Where Maestro Hulk, oh man, he's been nourished heavily with radiation. So he definitely has a tremendous durability edge. You know, he's you know, when they defeated him, they initially threw him at the end of time, a la Hunter Prey Doomsday. So you can tell when a writer's like, well, how do you defeat this guy? He's way too powerful. End of time? It's a great go-to for defeating enemies that are way too powerful. Invulnerability. You know, this one, I had to look through different lines of dialogue. They both had some level of armor. Maestro wasn't always shown with armor. World War Hulk was shown with armor in almost all iterations. Yes, there are some versions of Maestro where he's got the almost like a head-to-toe armor to him. But it was a line from Wolverine, as Wolverine is attacking World War Hulk, and he mentions that he can't get through his skin, which normally he can. Normally he can scratch Hulk. You know, Wolverine has mentioned in the past that as long as he has enough pressure behind him, he can cut through anything. That's why when he fights Hulk, he normally cuts him pretty easily early on, but then the density of the muscle fiber gets so high that he just can't pierce the flesh anymore. Where he can pierce the flesh, but the muscle fiber is so dense he can't get through it. So World War Hulk, I would give him a slight edge in invulnerability. I think that he's wearing armor, and he's hit a point where his rage has made him a really strong tank. In fact, even Wolverine was like, I'm not even scratching you this time. And normally Wolverine can. Wolverine's pretty good at bloodying the Hulk, which is why he went right to eyes and groin like he normally does. Now we're down to X Factor. This was a tough one. I had to sit back and I had to weigh. I'm like, okay. Maestro's going to constantly be siphoning off the radiation of Hulk, somewhat in the process of making him weaker. If you read World War Hulk, in the beginning, you know, he had some issues. You know, there are people like I mentioned, Colossus was doing okay against him. Juggernaut was holding his own tremendously well against him. And then towards the end, he's going with Sentry. And Sentry is going pretty much full-on Super Saiyan. And he was able to outlast him. So you can tell that his strength went from here. As it progressed, he's getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. But not based off of radiation, just based off of just pure rage. So it was okay. You got one guy who's just drastically getting stronger and stronger and stronger because his rage is hitting that absolute apex. Versus guys who's siphoning radiation off him at the same time. So it's like, okay, yeah, one working almost predominantly off of rage, one predominantly off of radiation. And then I was like, well, what's the other intangible these guys bring? That's what I remembered. Hulk was almost always shown with either an axe or a sword. And you know, the stuff that they had when he was on, essentially Planet Hulk, when he was at Gladiator, he was being able to damage people that were pretty close to Hulk level of ability and of recovery. So X Factor, I'm going to give this to World War Hulk. Probably because he's going to bring some tools that he's going to be very well versed with that are going to be able to severely hurt Maestro. Maestro is going to show up with this. Hulk's show up with this and an axe. An axe that's pretty much able to harm enemies that are like near cosmic level. And that, you know, we're talking, they're going to have a good fight. It's going to be a stiff fight. World Hulk's going to get stronger. He's going to hit one or two good axe shots on the Maestro. Maestro's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. I think I lost a finger here. I think the fact that Hulk's going to bring, because whenever he's drawn for that time, he's normally got weapons on him. Gladiatorial style weapons. So it makes sense if he would have those with him now. You know, it's What you bring to the dance, it's your street clothes. So I do think that Hulk is going to bring some weapons, and that as that story progressed, he became ridiculously powerful. Some people say, well, he'll hit World Breaker. He'll get close to that level, and once you get there, that's an almost unstoppable level of Hulk. So World War Hulk, Maestro Hulk, World War Hulk. So either way, Hulk wins.